Hey everyone, welcome back to Presley Mania. My apologies for the video yesterday. Um, there there were some glitches in the transfer of uploading what I have. My actual video that I have in my computer, everything was in sync. My voice, the audio, everything was working fine. And then when I uploaded it to YouTube, somehow all that changed. I'm not sure what happened. So while upon watching it, I saw that. I deleted the video after 200 of you had already watched it. I deleted it and then I re-uploaded it, and dadgum, the same thing happened again. So my advice to you guys is I'm going to leave it because it is so full of information. Just listen and don't watch. That's the best advice I can give you, because my husband was watching it. He goes, I can't watch it. I'm just going to close my eyes and listen. He goes, it's driving me crazy because your voice isn't in sync with the video. And I'm like, I know. And so I'm sorry. I hope this one is much better and that we don't have those issues. So there has been an update in the court case between Elvis Presley Enterprises and Graceland Holdings against Brigitte Kruse. It's not that it's not anything huge or big, other than they have put everything on hold until January 28th. On hold meaning that Brigitte Kruse and GWS Auctions cannot do anything with the items that are in question until they can establish who's the rightful owner of that. And once that is done, and I guess there will be a case or not a case. So I had a good friend of mine review the document, and this is her take on it. So this puts it in a little bit of terms maybe you can understand. The context of the legal document outlines the court's decisions and schedule regarding a dispute over certain property. And we know that property is, what EPE is saying is that it's from a deal from 1990 that they made with Colonel Tom Parker and Jack. It was between Parker and Jack Soden, where they were taking over all of the Colonel's Elvis memorabilia, and they paid him $1,250,000 for it. Okay. And it says a temporary protective order has been issued to prevent any actions that might affect the property status while the case progresses. The court also addresses procedural matters, including the admission of an out-of-state attorney to participate in the case. So apparently GWS's lawyer, I think his last name is Michak or something like that, is out of state. So he has to be approved to practice and to be a part of this lawsuit in California. So that's another hurdle for GWS to get over. They put a temporary protective order over the property mentioned, and it's the property mentioned in a declaration by Angie Marchese. I have not seen that declaration. I have not seen Angie's declaration. I'm hoping to get a copy of it. I don't know if I can, but I would like to see what all she has said in there. So the defendants, which is GWS and Brigitte Kruse, they cannot sell, transfer, hide, or damage any of the property that's in question. And if it is sold, the defendants cannot spend the money from the sale. So anything that has already been sold, the way I understand it, they can't spend the money from that. But my question is, some things were sold back in 2022. And logically speaking, I would think that money's already gone. And that's the auction that Priscilla was a part of. I'm not real sure how any of this makes a lot of sense. How that they could sell part of it and there not be an issue. And then here we are over 2 years later and the rest of it is. I keep telling you guys that the problem and what I see is that it isn't the watches and the jewelry. I think the problem lies in what they want is the documentation. The letters between Vernon and the Colonel. I think there is some very damning evidence in there, and that it would put a very bad light on not Elvis, but on Vernon and the Colonel, and maybe their control. That is a guess on my part. Do not quote me. And if you do, say this is Rhonda's opinion. But it sounds to me like that's the issue. So anyway, my screen just went. So they can't do anything with it, and until January 28th, there's going to be a future hearing, and they have some deadlines, so the lawyer's going to have to be approved by then, and the court will review the plaintiff's emergency request, now treated as a formal motion, on January 28th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m., and the timeline for submitting opposition or response documents will follow standard legal deadlines. And I do not know, I don't see in here what that is, but I've got a feeling that they are going to, Bridget's lawyers are going to be probably responding with a okay, and same with Graceland. So this came down from the court. That is what this is about. So right now everything is on hold until January 28th, and they have a formal hearing, and they can establish some type of boundary and figure out if this thing is worth taking to trial or not, and who actually owns the items in question. That's how I see it. There were some things I wanted that I noticed while going back through documents. The discovery. Okay, so when they realized that these items were being put up for auction, that Brigitte and GWS were selling things that they felt belonged to them, they had sent Brigitte a cease and desist letter. And it says, let me read you, this is item 33, and this is part of, I believe, the factual allegations. It is. And it says, the discovery prompted Mr. Alexis Mueller, in-house legal counsel for plaintiffs, to send a cease and desist letter to Brigitte Kruse of defendant GWS Auctions on December 3rd, 2024. Among other things, the letter informed GWS Auctions that hundreds of items GWS Auctions had listed for sale in an auction entitled The Lost Collection of Elvis, Colonel Tom Parker, and More, which items had once been the property of Elvis Presley's manager, Colonel Thomas Parker, were the property of plaintiffs. The letter set forth the basis for plaintiffs' claim, made clear that the Thomas Parker property listed in the auction was wrongfully taken, demanded a complete cessation of the auction, demanded a complete inventory of the property, and advised that plaintiffs sought the immediate return of the property. A true and correct copy of the cease and desist letter is attached here to as Exhibit 3. Okay, well, it is attached. And then they have listed how many, let me tell you how many items. 74 items that they claim that Brigitte Kruse and GWS Auctions has put up for sale. I keep going back. Why wait so long? You knew about it in 2021. Now, are these, here's the thought. The items that they sold in 2022, I don't think they had control of these other items at that point. I don't think GWS, and this is all speculation. I don't feel like GWS had got a hold of these items for auction until fairly recently, when Greg McDonald had passed, and his family went to them and said, we have these things and we'd like to sell them. They must believe or feel like they have the rights to those. And herein lies the dilemma. Who do those things belong to? Are they EPEs? Were they actually part of what the Colonel was giving them for $1,250,000? Or was this not a part of it? And here's why I am questioning so many things. According to the original deal, Jack Soden sent a letter to Tom Parker, and I have a copy of it here. And in this letter it says, a list describing the collection is attached as Exhibit A and is to be treated as part of this agreement. Okay, well, let's read this Exhibit A that Tom Parker and Jack Soden signed. It says, the intent and desire of the parties is to convey the entire collection. The entire collection means all Elvis Presley memorabilia, Elvis-related memorabilia, Colonel Parker's wonderful world of show business memorabilia, and those matters related to Colonel Parker's entertainment history located at the Madison House in Tennessee, and those items graciously designated by Colonel Parker to be included from his home in Las Vegas. The memorabilia of the entire collection is further defined to mean any and all and every tangible, and I read these yesterday, photograph, paper writing, document, artifact owned or worn or used by Elvis Presley, any art, souvenir, movie poster, photo negative, box, each and every item of memorabilia owned by Colonel Parker pertaining to any manner whatsoever to Elvis Presley memorabilia, Elvis-related memorabilia, related to Colonel Parker's entertainment history located at the Madison House in Tennessee, and those items graciously designated by Colonel Parker to be included from his home in Las Vegas, Nevada. And the last paragraph, which I think is key. Furthermore, all items listed in the complete book entitled Colonel Parker All-Star Show Inventory, dated August 1989, are considered a part of this entire collection. Copies of this book are in the possession of both Colonel Parker and Jack R. Soden. So here's my question. They had a book listing the inventory. Did they not double check it when they got everything? Did they not, when they were logging it into the archives, take the Colonel's inventory list and the items they received and say, here's a letter to so-and-so dated such and such, and then go over and cross-check it with the inventory? Check mark. We got that one. Oh, here's a letter Elvis sent to Dick Clark about something. Is that on the Colonel's list? Yep, there it is. And then you go through, this is just me and my orderly mind, going, okay, oh, we don't have that letter from Vernon Presley to Colonel Tom Parker that he's got listed here. Oh, wait, there's another one. And then you start counting, you go, oh my gosh, we're missing 200 of them. You see my point? How did they not know? And then on top of it all, Brigitte in 2021 had met with Greg McDonald, and y'all seen the clips, and she tells Angie Marchese, she sends the videos to Angie Marchese, she sends the videos to Jack Soden, and in the meantime calls Priscilla and says, hey, I've got all this stuff that I think belongs to you guys. And Greg admits in the videos that Graceland knows he has them. But yet they did nothing about it other than Jack calling Greg, and Greg says, oh, what I have are photocopies. But they didn't investigate it any further. Something is off. Something smells very, very fishy to me. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I certainly hope this video comes across better. If it doesn't, it may not get uploaded, so we shall see. So if y'all get this, then you know it's okay. So remember, you only get one shot at this life, so live each day to the fullest, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. So until next week, I'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.